Ah, God, this month has been dreadful so far. But at least we're still only 2 games back of the Brewers, and that no one else seems to be putting up a good fight.
Sir, sir, this is really important.
Yeah, what's up, Skim?
The Cardinals are good again.
Wait, what? No,
They're no longer the worst team in the NL.
no, that can't be right. Hold on, let me. No, 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 this can't be right. No, no.
So, welcome to FCS Baseball. I actually am a little bit winded. I ran around my room for a little bit. In excitement, of course, because the Cardinals aren't shit anymore. They did just, they got a tie against the Reds, which broke their series win streak. But it was a good win streak. We won a series against the Dodgers. I wouldn't have thought that possible a month ago.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that possible when it was happening. Like, I thought, well, that's the end of that.
Well, we've got one win. At least we have that. Oh, okay, we have.
We had three. We had three because we beat the Cubs, the Red Sox, and the Brewers. The Red
Yeah.
Sox was a fucking sweep because Boston is just that bad.
Uh.
I think they might yeah, they have more wins than the Cardinals, but I don't think it's particularly indicative of how good the Red Sox are, given that the Cardinals were shit for a while.
Yeah, no, that's really good, man. I'm so happy for you.
You don't sound happy.
No, no, it's great. It's fine. Everything is fine. Don't worry about it.
Are you okay? You want to talk about it?
Lost to the Rangers.
Ah,
This month has been entirely inconsistent. And while I'll still take that over being just bad,
better than consistently bad, but yeah, but yeah, it sucks. I know how it is. At least this year, I know how it is.
I just want to be good, man. I just want to be good.
Hey, you're still up there. There's a chance. There's a chance the Pirates might make the playoffs still.
We still have, like, 4 months.
Yeah, it doesn't help that one of your best players is still has a shattered ankle and can't play, and probably won't be able to play until the playoffs actually happen.
Yeah, no, everything is great. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Oakley dokley.
If nothing else, at least the Mets understand your position.
God, the fucking Mets.
Diaz is still out for all eternity, if I recall.
Yeah, or at least until next year.
Yeah, man, Diaz fucked himself up.
And all he did was celebrate a win against the Dominican Republic.
It was a curse. I think it had to have been a curse.
Yeah. The baseball gods were like, "Oh, you want to feel good about the win you just got?
Unsportsmanlike. Die.
Unsportsmanlike. Die."
Yeah. I feel bad for him and the Mets.
Yeah. Although to be fair to the Mets, it seems as though their bullpen is the least of their worries.
What has been going on in Mets land? I haven't been paying as much attention to other teams as I would like.
No, me neither. But in Mets land, things.
Oh, they lost the series to the Cubs just now.
Yeah, the City Field is on fire.
Citi Field is cursed. The Mets can't win in their own stadium for some reason. Like, let me check the standings. I'm pretty sure this is still true. Yeah, the Mets still have more away wins than home wins. The difference is smaller now, but it used to be pretty nuts how much more often they would win away.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's still the case for the Braves. The Braves have more wins away than at Truist Park.
yeah. I think home stadiums just might be cursed this year.
Yeah, and I think last year home stadiums were like a glimmer of hope for the two respective teams. Like the fact that the World Series ended off in
In
what the fuck is that park called?
Minute Maid.
No, no, it didn't end in Minute Maid.
No, it did.
Oh, it
Cause
was the other games that happened in the Phillies park,
yeah,
which
the NLDS and the NLCS where they literally ended in Philly.
yeah, and Philly just had not lost a game in Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, until the World Series.
Yeah,
And as soon as
like I remember we were talking about it. Like,
yeah,
there's no way the Phillies can lose in their own park in the World Series, right?
yeah, I was basically like, listen, all right, if they can somehow pull off a win in Houston, they have a fucking chance. And sure enough, they did win a game in Houston. It's just that they lost their last 3 games, 2 of them in Philly, and then the last one in Houston.
Yeah,
I felt as though as soon as they lost the second game in Philly, like they won the first one, I was like, okay. And then they lost the second one, and I was like, okay, that's not really great, you know. And then they
yeah.
lost the third one, and I was like, they're gonna lose the series, aren't they?
And I'm
they're gonna
sure they did.
they're gonna let the Astros walk away with it.
At least the Astros aren't walking away with much this year.
Yeah.
They're like mid in the AL standings.
Oh yeah, they are very, very mid.
Part of that is because of some freakish circumstances, like the Rays and the Rangers
Yeah. And the
and the Or.
Orioles.
Yeah, those three
And
those three are sleeper hits.
and the Yankees for some reason are back.
Let's just Judge is back.
That's fair.
At least that's one of the reasons, probably. Because I remember they were suffering really bad when Judge got injured
Yeah.
and Rizzo was their star batter. And it's not that Rizzo was bad; it's just that Aaron Judge was so good that it put the Yankees on the map in a stacked division. Division.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuttering like hell.
No, it's fine. Uh
Fuck it. Regarding the last series the Cardinals had against the Reds, uh, I believe after yesterday or the day before, Adam Wainwright referred to the Great American Ballpark as the Devil's Lair. Like, he apparently just has a really hard time doing much of anything in Great American Ballpark.
well, I mean
He
that's
hates he hates that place so much they checked out of the hotel a day early
yeah. I
by
mean
accident.
I mean it checks out because Great American Ballpark is very notorious for being hitter friendly.
And when Adam Wainwright is supposed to be one of the heroes keeping the Cardinals together, I can see why he despises it.
Yeah. It's not even for like the same reason why Colorado is a hitters friendly ballpark where it's like high up in the air and whatnot. It's like next to water.
Does that have an effect on like the air?
I don't know. I don't.
Wouldn't PNC Park have the same problem? And
I don't
Oracle
know.
Field?
Maybe maybe it's maybe it's how it's built. Maybe it's just how it's built, where it's like hitter friendly. Like the way they built it, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a lot of offense with this ballpark. It's just that most of the time that backfires on them.
Yeah, because other teams tend to have better offense than the Reds.
Yeah. Except for in those few years where the Reds were actually good, which I still feels not too long ago.
It's
Actually,
really weird that the
what the
Reds,
fuck am I talking about? That feels like forever ago. That was only 2 years ago.
man. I think we all thought that this year was going to be one of those years where the Reds were actually good. They had a strong start, but I think they're finally on their way out.
Nah, me personally, I just thought that they were just having a bit of a hot streak and that they were gonna cool off eventually. And sure enough, there
Yeah,
they are,
that
with
makes sense.
a win percentage of .420.
Anyway, they're no longer tied for the worst NL team now. Last time I checked, they were tied with the Rockies, and now the Rockies have a win on them.
Oh wow.
It's being the worst in the NL though is not as bad as being the worst in the AL. The
Yeah.
Athletics have 41 losses. They've won 10 games the entire season thus far.
God.
The the year has not been kind to Oakland, and when is it ever?
Yeah.
It feels like this year is especially cruel. Like they're just being tortured,
Yeah.
like Squidward in the later SpongeBob episodes.
Yeah.
Another Oakland torture episode. What were they thinking?
Well, at least hold on just a fucking second here. Why is Detroit in second in the AL Central?
I don't. Oh, that's because the Mets swept the Guardians.
Oh. God, imagine getting swept by the Mets, who, under all circumstances, should be a really good team, but are just not for some reason. I can't even tell you why. Like I don't even know.
It's bizarre how evergreen the Strokes song about them is.
Yeah. They are just not living up to any expectations right now.
I wonder if that song cursed them.
They were already cursed. The 80s cursed them. Because all their best.
That was when all their players like were exposed for like doing cocaine, right?
Yeah. That was when a lot of players were exposed for doing cocaine. It just so happened that a majority of them were on the Mets.
It just so happened.
Yeah. Because apparently cocaine would give you like a boost to your like running ability.
I could see that. I
Plus,
don't know how they managed to hide it though, because cocaine makes your nose bleed.
I don't know. Maybe they did it like earlier.
Maybe, yeah.
Either that, or they maybe anytime their nose did bleed. Actually, no, I know why how they got away with it,
How?
because none of like the people under the Mets regime at that time cared. Just as long as they were at the game and they were winning and it
Ah,
wasn't holding them back. They were like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, man. Go get some of that fucking go get some of that funny white stuff. Put it in your nose.
Okay, you know. No, flour.
Get some Colgate toothpaste in your system.
I don't know if we can say that.
Oh, editor, bleep that out.
But what else? What else is there to talk about? There's not really been a lot going on this month.
No, it's mostly just been baseball.
Yeah, which that's not so bad. Baseball is baseball, and without it, we could not exist.
Yeah,
I've been talking a lot about how the Cardinals have been doing great. A lot of this has to do with some of the new players that have been around since we last discussed them,
yeah,
especially especially Oscar Mercado. I don't remember where he came from because I haven't been following the game as closely as I would like, but he's been a really great right fielder. Juan Yepes has been doing a lot for the team, and a lot of the pitchers that were doing really badly at the start of the season are doing fine now. Like Verhagen is doing fine, Cabrera is doing fine. Steven Matz is not.
yeah. Steven Matz has been so bad. Apparently, he's gonna be shoved into the bullpen, making way for Matthew Liberatore, who, as we all know, is Scoom's uh, favorite pitcher of the Cardinals, and that might actually be true nowadays.
I mean, yeah, like I despised Libertor in the last year, but Libertor has genuinely been instrumental to saving the year for the Cardinals. He has made great strides in the admittedly pretty brief time that it's been since when he played, because
Yeah,
he played pretty late in the season.
yeah. But now he's playing early in the season, and he's so far has been good.
Oh yeah, and I think that putting Libertor as a starter over Mats is a great decision because Mats has not gotten a quality start yet. At least Grandma's out of the cage now.
Yeah, Grandma is out of the cage finally.
It was such a dark time when Montgomery was the only pitcher that could get a quality start.
Yeah. But now things are good again. Except if you live in Pittsburgh, in which everything is mid. We're just mid now.
Oh yeah,
We went
it's
from having. It's because everyone started talking about us and how we are finally starting to turn a corner. It's because every news media ever started, hyping us up. And now that we have actual expectations, we don't know what to do. So now we're cracking under the pressure.
now there's nowhere to now that they're not like in a situation anymore where there's nowhere to go but down, and there's like a maelstrom of hype surrounding Andrew McCutcheon,
Yeah.
which as there should be. He's still really good. He's still got it.
Yeah, he's still been popping off. He's cooled down a little bit, but I think he's been doing a lot better, and overall we've been doing a lot better whenever we put him in like the leadoff spot, whenever he bats first. And he's been doing a lot of DHing recently, and they don't want to, push him too much, but they kind of have to because nobody else on the in the bench can really hit worth a damn. Which is why I've been hearing rumors that the Pirates might actually be considering calling up Henry Davis and having him take some reps at both the catcher position and the DH position, as well
Ooh,
as some duties in the outfield.
sounds like he's got a lot on his hands. Isn't that one of the guys that you were talking about on the last episode?
Yeah, in the last episode that I did not upload for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that one. I wonder how well it's aged. I mean,
uh,
I guess pretty good if they're actually calling Davis up.
yeah, well,
If they're even thinking about it.
they're thinking about it. If he keeps doing if they keep having him do what he's been doing in Double A, which is take some duties at catcher, some at the DH position, and some in the outfield, then we could expect a call up sooner rather than later.
I think that could do the Pirates some good to have some new blood.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I think it's going. I think the next series is going to be smooth sailing for the Pirates because the Pirates will be going up against the Mariners.
Oh boy! Can't wait to see how we fuck that up.
Then the next series for them is the Giants. At the start of the next month, we get to have the good old Cardinals Pirates face off where everyone is happy and no one is sad.
I feel like you're lying.
Oh, I'm super lying. I remember we were both miserable the last time. But like one of us was happy and the other was like dead inside each game.
Yeah. It just depended on what was going on that game. Wonder.
Last series ended. Well, the last series between the Cardinals and Pirates ended in a tie. So I guess we could. I guess one could see it as them settling it for real this time. And I feel pretty good about our chances this time because of the upswing the Cardinals have been on.
I feel like we're gonna keep dying.
It's understandable. We'll see how Pittsburgh does against Seattle and San Francisco. I think you have a better chance against those teams than St. Louis did earlier in the year. During my favorite quote unquote arc of the Cardinals, where they kept Jordan Walker benched for like a lifetime for optioning him back to the Redbirds. Wonder how he's been doing on the Redbirds.
Uh, who? I
Jordan Walker. I believe I saw an article. He slugged lately. He got a homer. Uh,
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See here. Um, those aren't the prospects. That's just straight up the website. All right, here he is, Jordan Walker. He is hitting 231 average with 21 hits, 4 doubles, and 3 homers.
it's not bad.
No.
I would love to see him back one day, but the Cardinals, I think, are fine as they are and don't warrant that much change anymore. A lot of our key components simply needed to wake up,
Yeah.
and it seems like even Marmol has this shit together now, which no one ever thought would happen.
Yeah, no.
I guess after you lose enough, you get tired of
Yeah,
it.
probably.
As we know, success breeds envy, and I can only imagine that's why Max Muncy accused the Cardinals catchers Knizner and Contreras of bullying the umpires at Dodger Stadium, which has to be the silliest allegation that I think I've ever heard about baseball, like ever since the whole uh, Max Scherzer sticky stuff thing.
God, yeah. You're bullying the umpires. Okay, and
Like they're trying to make sure that the calls are accurate.
yeah, cause
It's part of the job of the catchers.
yeah, cause 9 times out of 10, like the umpires get the fucking call wrong, and you're just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I remember that happening a lot in Dodger Stadium.
Yeah. No, you don't want the opposing catchers to bully the umpires. Maybe have the umpires do a better job.
Yeah, you don't want them to get replaced by robot umpires. Then again, maybe they do because you can't bully a robot umpire.
Can't
We'll
bully.
just fucking go RoboCop on Contreras' ass or something.
They'll just fucking. They'll be like the fucking. They'll be like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator. Just be like, I'll be back, and then ram like a Mustang straight into him. That he somehow got within the stadium.
Yeah, then Contreras can't play for the rest of his life.
Yeah, because he'll likely be dead.
He got fucking attacked by a robot umpire.
He got attacked. I don't even know if they. I don't even know if that was a Mustang that ran into that one dude in that movie. It was just a car.
I'm not sure I remember anymore either, even though I love the Terminator movies. I would have to watch them again. Well, okay, I love Terminator 1 and 2, not so much 3. Especially not Salvation. I don't know what they were thinking when they made Salvation. But in reality, robot umpires would be pretty pathetic, probably very inaccurate, and they would look really silly. Also, you could probably break one with a baseball.
Apparently, they're testing out the robot umpires in the minor leagues this year.
Huh. I
That's
wonder
all.
how it's going for them.
That's all I've been hearing about. They don't ever say if it's going like good or anything. They just tell you how it's working, how it works, and blah blah blah, and how it could change the major league. You know, the entire MLB whenever it comes in. Like they don't actually specify if it works,
That's strange.
which has me think that maybe it doesn't work good right
I'm
now.
I'm skeptical about robot umpires because while I hate the human ones, I think everyone hates the human ones. Uh, it seems like it would be a job that AI wouldn't do much better, given that we can't trust AI to draw a hand properly.
They can't even make a circle.
I guess you can't trust humans to draw a hand properly either. Like, the guy who made Toho straight up just avoids doing it at all costs.
Who needs hands?
No one if you're in an art piece.
Yeah. If you know how to draw hands, please teach me your ways. I must know. Not very
No,
good
there's
at it.
nobody in the MLB that can teach you how to draw hands, but Vladdy can teach you how to hand it to someone. Because Luke Rayleigh in the Rays struck him out, and Vlad sent a signed ball, the ball that struck him out, to Rayleigh that said, "You got me." even though I'm not a Blue Jays fan, I do love Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Like, I don't think there's many players that have his level of charisma. Plus, I love the fact that he said that he would never ever play for the Yankees, and the fact that that was an article, like, I don't know what it is, but Vlad just does things that gets him on the news.
Yeah,
He is a guy who earns headlines and frankly deserves them.
yeah, because he's a funny guy.
And he's good. He's good at what he does. He's one of the reasons why the Blue Jays are on the map in the AL East.
Yeah. How good are the Blue Jays doing right now? Oh,
That's a good question. Let me
they're
look.
26-25.
Is that, I mean, to be fair, they're in the AL East, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that means they're the worst team in the AL East. Oh no.
Oh
Whoops.
no. I mean, they did just have a series against the Rays.
Yeah, that'll do that to you.
I feel like any team who faces off against the Rays kind of just becomes worse because of the
Yeah, no,
fact that they faced the Rays. Like
it
they
pads the shit out of their record.
yeah, like you face off against the Rays and then you lose, and then after you lose, you just can't seem to get back into your winning form. Like you just can't seem like if you were doing really well beforehand, once you face the Rays and lose to them, you're just kind of like spinning on the wheels of fucking utility. Like you can't like or fertility, sorry. But like you can't just you're just spinning around and around and around and around and you just cannot stop spinning.
This story is about you, isn't it, Will?
Yeah.
I guess at least you're not the only one. The Rays have a way of crushing your soul. Being, easily the Astros of this year.
Yeah.
Except at least the Rays don't cheat, right?
Right? Ba-da!
Little do we know, Randy Rosarena is doing like super steroids, like super covert roids, and they're making him hit so hard that the ball always magically finds its way into the Tropicana Field catwalk.
Little do we know that Randy Rosarena is just Gutsman in disguise.
I can see it. He's pretty fucking strong. Speaking of strong, the strongest NL team is going up against the Rays tomorrow. The
Uh
Dodgers. Talking about the Dodgers.
oh, okay. That
Yeah, the Dodgers have the best record right now in the NL, which is a little bit sad. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
the more things change, the more they stay the same. Well, hey, look at the bright side. At least the Rays will knock them down a peg. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Rays will do it.
Yeah,
I don't think the Dodgers can stand up to the. And then even then, no matter what happens after that, the Rays have like the easiest series of their lives until like June 6th, because their next series are up against the Cubs and Red Sox.
oh god. More
They're going,
cannon fodder.
they're going to send those teams to hell. I mean, I think hell already is Fenway Park, though.
The green monster.
Imagine having a park that's objectively harder to score home runs in, and the Cardinals score like 18 of them against you.
God. Well, it depends on if you're
Sorry,
right.
I meant
It
nine. This Cardinals scored 18 against someone else.
uh it depend for Fenway. It depends on whether you bite, whether you bat right-handed or left-handed. Because if you bite right-handed, bat right. If you bat right-handed, you it is very very hard because you have what is known as the green monster. But if you bat left-handed, it's a fucking breeze for absolutely no reason. Like the wall is so low, like fans could literally just like do a quick hop over the wall and they'd be on the field. That's how small it is.
So they compensate by putting a big ugly green thing there.
No, they put that big ugly green thing there so that nobody could climb up into the stadium and get in for free.
God, Fenway Park sure is designed.
Yeah.
Like, it sure is one of the ballparks ever.
Yeah. Then you got Wrigley Field, which literally has like buildings across the street of the stadium with bleachers where you can literally just sit and watch the game from there.
Alright, that's cool at least.
Yeah.
It's one of the least bad things about Wrigley Field, given that all the walls are made out of brick.
Yeah, all of the walls are made out of brick and the only thing standing between you and running into a literal fucking brick wall is like a giant patch of ivy.
I hope it's not poisonous.
God, if it was poisonous, everybody would be fucked. Nobody would want to play there.
If it was poisonous, I think I would watch Cubs games.
Just to
Like
see.
the sadist in me wants to see what happens.
It would literally be a Mario fucking baseball stadium. Try to catch a ball up against the wall and get poison ivy.
And the blunt force of a brick wall.
And the blunt force of a brick wall.
We'll call that a Bowser level. I mean, I think we have.
Yeah.
But
Not only do you bash your face in against a brick wall, but your face will also itch for the rest of eternity.
it can't be any worse than what Cubs fans already go through.
Yeah. Their team's kind of just mid right now. Which, to be fair, that's exactly how I thought their season was gonna go, because fuck the Cubs.
The Cubs are just a mid team overall.
Yeah.
Speaking of a mid team, maybe even a bad team, Trey Turner, the guy who signed his life away from the Dodgers to the Phillies for 11 years, so the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Uh, in his game against the Diamondbacks pretty recently, before getting a home run in the ninth inning, he got booed by his own mom. Everyone was booing him, including his mother, who admitted to it.
She probably was like, "Oh, it was just for motivation, dearie.
Just for motivation theory.
It was just for
God,
motivation."
I
See,
guess it sure motivated him
it sure motivated him to hit a
because
dinger.
that dinger did win them that game. It
Yeah.
didn't win them the series, but
Yeah. Fucking Trey Turner has become the new Alec Boehm because the people in Philly used to hate Alec Boehm's guts so much that he actually said that he hated playing in Philly.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah,
A little bit
but then he became a folk hero near the latter end of the season and during the postseason.
how do they do
Uh, he became good.
that?
He
Everyone's like, "Fuck you, Alec Boehm," and then they were like, "We love you, Alec Boehm."
yeah, immediately as he started, producing better results. That's that's Philly for you. That's just Philadelphia. They
Yeah,
hate
that's pretty much how they do in general.
they hate you until you start doing good. Then they love you.
And it seems pretty consistent that like Philadelphia just takes a lot of time to get going. Like we all thought that they were going to be immediately a breakout team this year because of how good they did in the postseason, and then they played like shit.
Yeah. They're still technically playing like shit.
They're pretty far behind. They have like a Cardinals tier record right now. A
Yeah.
little better than the Cardinals, a little better than the Padres.
Yeah, the Padres are a real surprise to me. I thought they'd be better.
Yeah, to be fair, Machado is injured.
Yeah, Machado's injured, but like
Guess who else is injured?
uh
DeGrom.
I was gonna make a guess, but yeah, DeGrom is injured. Not again. See, this is why the Mets didn't want to bring him back.
Yeah, because he has glass bones and paper skin. Meanwhile, like actual ancient fucking. Well, meanwhile, the actual fucking ancient Justin Verlander hasn't had nearly as much trouble,
Yeah.
despite him being a million years old and a Tommy John's recipient. Though, as far as I know, statistically, pitchers start throwing better after they get Tommy John's than before their UCL started to act up.
Uh, I gotta think
I,
about if that's correct.
I feel like it's true in Verlander's case, if nothing else.
Yeah.
He was like a key piece in winning the Astros the World Series.
Yeah. He also got that Cy Young.
Yeah, he deserved it, honestly.
Yeah, he was just fucking god. And that's why the Mets signed him for as much as they did and for as long as they did. They have him for like 2 years, I think.
Yeah, because it's about as long as his bones will last.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that.
That's how much longer his bones will last. He'll just fall apart like a fucking Lego guy whenever they run out of hearts.
He's just gonna turn into dust one day.
Yeah.
Because when baseball players get too old to play baseball, they return to the earth.
Yeah.
Which is gonna happen to Rich Hill in the middle of an inning, I think.
Probably. He's honestly, I don't know why we're still bringing out Rich Hill every couple of starts.
That's a good question. As far as I know, like a lot of the older Pittsburgh fans love him because he's an old guy.
Well, yeah, he's an older dude, but he's inconsistent.
He's also no Verlander.
Yeah, he is no Verlander. He's just inconsistent. And I'm just sitting here like, just do something consistently. Even if you're bad, I'll take it.
Better bad in this particular case than riding on false hope.
Yeah. Because if he's bad, we could just cut him or designate him for assignment and then bring up one of our younger pitchers that could possibly do better. But no, he has to make things difficult because he'll have really good games and then have shitty ones. You're just sitting there and you're like, man, Quinn Priester's having a really good May right now. It's a shame we can't call him up because our fucking rotation is full. Because we've got so we've got Mitch Keller, obvious ace. Like he's pretty much our best
Keller's
pitcher right now.
he's the goat when it comes to the Pirates.
Yeah, he is like our best pitch. I'm not even like being exaggerative when I say this. He's literally our best pitcher right now. He's like in the top 5 for Cy Young voting right now, which is crazy because he's on the Pirates.
Nah, it's like saying that Wainwright's the best Cardinals pitcher. It's just a fact.
And then you've got Rawanzi. He's having a bit of a time, but I still have a little bit of faith in him. He's probably still gonna do pretty well. You've got Johan Oviedo, who had a pretty good April, is struggling a little bit in May, but he's still pretty young. So, again, I still have a bit of faith in him. Then you've got Luis Ortiz, who is subbing in for Vince Velasquez, who was doing pretty alright before he got injured. And then Luis Ortiz, he's had only 2 starts so far, or 3 starts now. And of those 3 starts, he's been decent. Then you've got Rich Hill, he was very much inconsistent.
Good sometimes, awful others.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, I want Quid Priester to be called up now. No, he had a bad April. He's having a really good May. I want to see if he can continue that through June.
Yeah, definitely not something where you want to put the cart before the horse. There's been a lot of teams calling up rookies from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been kind to all of them.
Yeah, only some of them.
It wasn't as good as Walker was. It wasn't kind to him.
Yeah.
Especially given that the Cardinals had a huge management problem with the abundance of outfielders. Just a lot of outfielders in Memphis for some reason.
Yeah. The Mets recently called up Mark Vientos, and he's doing like about the same as he did last year in 4 games.
Good or bad? I haven't been paying that much attention.
Yeah, he had a 1.67 average at the end of last year. He has a 1.54 average right now. But again, it's only been 4 games, so it's hard to tell. But considering he flew out of the gate in AAA, I don't know. I still feel like the Mets should call up Ronnie Mauricio from AAA as well, and then maybe they can start rattling off some. Maybe they could finally start, getting some momentum and getting back into a playoff push. Because, man, they're not doing so hot, man.
Who?
The Mets.
Sorry. Yeah, true. The Mets have had like a pretty middling year.
I know I've brought this up in this episode like 3 times, but holy shit, the Mets. How?
There's been a lot of talk about how Alvarez has been doing lately, and there's a lot of high praise going on for him.
Yeah, especially from like the pitching staff. Like all the pitchers seem to really like him.
Yeah.
And especially some of the more older ones, like Max Scherzer went out to say that because people were like, oh, I don't really want, I don't think it's necessarily good to have a rookie catcher, be at the catching position every day, and this, that, let one of the older guys go in every time. But then Max Scherzer came out and was like, nah, dude, it's cool. I call my own pitches anyway. Like literally Max Scherzer has started calling his own pitches. He just tells the catcher. He just basically tells Alvarez, "Hey, I'm coming in with a fastball," and Alvarez is like, "Okay." So it helps him learn, cause
Yeah. And that's been going pretty well for Alvarez. I mean, they did sweep the Guardians.
yeah, they swept the Guardians. They lost their series to the uh, who are they playing right now? Oh, the Cubs. They have one more game against the Cubs, a little later. So we'll see how that goes. But
Oh,
overall,
they need the revenge.
the Mets need to do better because I'm tired of seeing the Braves at the top of the NL East.
Yeah, me too. And not to mention, the Mets deserve it. They are like such a great team on paper. There's a lot of great charismatic players.
Yeah. Like that, and that's the thing too. On paper, they should be like a World Series contender, and everyone had them as that.
They were last year.
Yeah. But
Like, it's the only reason that they didn't make it is because the Padres were better. Maybe they would have lost to the Phillies because that was what the Phillies were doing, but I feel like things could have ended differently
yeah,
if the Mets had advanced in the NLDS.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just I'm hoping that they can turn it around so that whenever Cam comes back, he'll be in a kind of good mood.
God, yeah.
For those
It
who
has
for
been a rough year
those
for them,
yeah, yeah,
and it's been hard on them.
yeah. For
Just
the
like it was hard on me earlier.
yeah.
Sorry.
But no, for those who don't know, Cam uh he's not actually, he's not actually not joining us because uh, Mets are bad, although that would be pretty funny. But he's he's got exams right now for school. I don't know if I should be saying this. I'll probably cut this out if he doesn't want me to uh, talk about it. But he's been it's the end of the year for school, so
I wish
uh,
him luck.
yeah,
Anyone should do the same.
yeah, it's the end of the school year. Exams are going on. He's probably gonna be gone for a little bit so he can focus on all that. So if y'all could like wish him the best, you know, and all that jazz, that would be great. Hopefully he comes back soon, and hopefully the Mets are good.
Yep. Here's hoping. Here's hoping that the Cardinals. Well, here's hoping that everybody gets their. What was I fucking saying? Here's hoping the Mets overcome the Braves. Here's hoping the Pirates overcome the Brewers, and here's hoping the Cardinals don't fucking sink back to the bottom.
Yeah,
Fuck the Reds. We like the spot above them.
yeah. Reds keep being bad.
All right, and admittedly, I'm kind of running out of time here.
Well, that's cool because we're just about to end.
Yeah,
We hope you.
another episode. Not
Yeah.
much to talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe next month will be more.
Yeah, as we progress more through the season, a lot of the craziness from April is starting to dissipate, but hopefully June and July will be a lot better in terms of absolute fucking chaos. But anyways, this has been SCS Baseball. Get on the ball with SCS Baseball. And with that, we'll